Hello, hello, and welcome back. I am Maester Aelix, and this is Fallout 4, NCR Lone Ranger. And today we are up on the Pridwin, having to go talk to Elder Maxon about what we did uh, over there, past the engines, at Fort Strong. The Ranger was enjoying her view from on high, but she also had to take her orders from on high.
How could science have gone?
Outstanding work at Fort Strong, soldier.
So, what happens at Fort Strong now?
Paladin Dance is supervising the transfer of the Fat Man warheads to the Pridwin. They'll provide quite an edge to our arsenal. I've also ordered a detachment to occupy the location, and use it as a staging area to protect the eastern side of the airport. All in all, you handed us quite a valuable location.
It was an honor fighting for the Brotherhood.
I'm glad you feel that way, because our mission here has only just begun. In order to bring the Institute to its knees, we need to use every weapon at our disposal. I try to supply my soldiers with the best. That's why I'm giving you these. Signal grenades can call a Virtibird to your location when you need aerial transport. Simply throw one to the ground, and the Virtibird will hone in on the unique electromagnetic smoke it emits. Once you're aboard, use the map on your Pip-Boy to interface with the pilot's navigation system, so he'll be able to take you wherever you need.
Will the Virtibird stay and help me fight?
I'm afraid I can't spare a fully armed gunship for this task. A standard transport will have to suffice. Of course, nothing stopping you from using the door gun while in flight.
Thank you, Elder. I'll make good use of them.
I expect that you will. Now, I'm sure you're aware that Fort Strong was simply the first step towards the liberation of the Commonwealth. An even greater task lies ahead. By now, I'm sure you've deduced that our arrival in the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy reading recorded by Paladin Dance's recon team. According to our scribes, the reading indicated a level of technology that only the Institute could achieve. The moment this information came to light, our mission became clear. The Institute, and everyone responsible for the creation of the synths, must be eliminated at all costs. To accomplish this goal, we need to locate the Institute's headquarters. I've had our scribes meticulously searching the Commonwealth, but they've come up empty-handed.
Where do I start?
I want you to get out there and become our eyes and ears on the ground. You seem to have a vested interest in locating the Institute before we met, so I'm confident you'll travel in the right circles. If you discover a way in, I need you to report it to me immediately. Any questions, Knight?
What about those energy readings Paladin Dance's recon team detected?
Our scribes are confident that the energy readings are from Institute technology, due to the unusually high frequency. But the source is unknown. We're still detecting them on occasion. But by the time we send a team to investigate, they disappear. Just watch your step. I wouldn't be surprised if the energy reading were caused by some type of Institute weapon. Is there anything else?
Aren't there any pre-war records about the Institute that might help us?
Our records indicate that the Institute was born from the remnants of a pre-war educational facility. The Commonwealth Institute of Technology. The ruins of the facility are at the center of the city, but we've already searched them thoroughly. The location appears to have been abandoned long ago, so it appears that the trail ends there. Anything else, Knight?
Any suggestions on where I should look next?
All I can suggest is that you keep your eyes and ears open, Knight. We have every available scribe working on a way into the Institute. It's only a matter of time before a method presents itself.
Arthur Maxon wasn't the first boss she ever had, and she'd seen his type before. Driven, had a purpose, and had no idea how to accomplish it. But that never stopped him from trying. She did want to try out these new Virtibird grenades, call one down, Maybe that could give her an edge in something she needed to do. And that did sound awfully nice.
Commonwealth's a dangerous place. Make sure you gear up before you head out.
That was good advice. However, she felt the need to get off this here Predwin and first stow some gear back at Diamond City. Then maybe put them grenades and side gun to good use. She did know a church near a bridge that did need a whole lot of shooting. Getting a ride from the Virtibird to Diamond City was certainly an experience. One she would like to repeat sometime. This, of course, put her mind at ease, thinking, how is she going to get back to NCR territory? Took her quite some time to walk here from there. But perhaps she could get herself a ride with the Brotherhood of Steel. Assuming, she stays in their good favor. And they take care of this Institute problem, and they could then spare her Virtibird to go that far. Besides, there were Brotherhood already out there. Maybe they could meet them halfway. Trade information, all that wonderful stuff. But until then, she had to go unload a few of these valuables and put them someplace safe.
What's the Brotherhood of Steel? Why are they here?
Yes?
And just as simple as that, she was once again on her feet, ready to go. So, while she needed to go find the Institute for the Brotherhood, there's something else she felt the need to do more. But she had to find a good place to not only cross the bridge, but pass by that church. So, lining up a good place was essential. Only place she knew of that was in the even remotely close direction was this Cabot house. So, she'd head there. Besides, there was potentially a job to be had in that direction. No reason not to take it. Now, having left Diamond City, the Ranger knew she had to go at least a pretty good distance away. However, there was a trader there.
I got so many flavors of mayhem for sale.
Figured, might as well see the wares.
Hey,
Come on, come on. Get your guns here.
I'll take a look, sure.
A part of every big purchase goes to planting little bitty trees that I'll blow up in your honor.
Now, she didn't really care for this person, but she had the ammo for the Sequoia, and that was more than enough. That made using the Sequoia a whole lot more viable. However, until she was real flush with it, she was going to go with something else. All she had to do was get a good bearing, pick a direction, and go. She'd figure.
You come from across the Charles? Long hike. Something's out there.
Initially, she thought she'd stick near Diamond City. The guards should make things safer. However, she did figure that the super mutants were back. A lot of dead bodies went flying in that explosion. Kinda sad, though. At least some were human. But this guard wasn't really going to be using this gear anymore anyway. So, well, it may not be respectful to the dead. Certainly more useful. But she'd leave that be for now. Head on out and figure her own other way. Of course, after a big fight like that, she'd need to get some victuals in her. Not knowing where else to go, she figured to stay near Diamond City as best she could for as long as she could. There's at least lights and guards along the way. Ghouls again. Certainly not one of her most favorite people. Ugh. Disgusting creatures. Sadly, they were once people, but that's long since past. Along the way, she figured she'd see some new and interesting things. Unfortunately, what she did see was some dogs. Sad to have to put such creatures down. Always was. She never was a fan of shooting dogs, but well, that's the life sometimes. What always surprised her about Boston was how many dogs and cats were around. Back west, she heard that cats went extinct, and having never seen them before, well, she'd believe it too. However, coming here to Boston, she's seen them, and not just a little bit, they were kinda all over the place. So that was one thing that was real interesting to her. Of course, you know, if every place was the same, there'd be no point in seeing new places. She didn't know exactly where this Cabot house was, but She'd try her best to find her way.
I hear something. Huh? What's that? A noise?
Well, more super mutants. It's a matter of taking care of them as soon as you could. Someone had a fat man. That was not a harbinger of joy. Private property, no trespassing. That was not a sign she often saw, nor saw it could be enforced. Of course, a couple robots in the area did help, especially one of the bigger ones like that guy. Decided to approach all friendly like, put that gun away.
Go away.
Let me in. Edward Deegan asked me to come here.
Oh, it's you. Good. Come on in.
It was mighty polite of them not to set the robots to shoot on sight.
Come on. Let's go meet the boss.
What is this place?
Better to let Jack answer that. Come on. Jack, the new gal is here.
One moment. I just have to.
He'll be right with us.
Oh, damn. Clearly, I'll need to adjust the mixture. Hello. Welcome to Cabot House. I'm Jack Cabot.
What is this place?
This is my ancestral home. The Cabots have always lived here, since long before the Great War. If you're asking what we're still doing here, with Boston in its current sad state, well, that's a story for another time, perhaps.
Edward said you needed to talk to me before he hired me?
Yes, Edward finds it tiresome, but I always like to know personally everyone who works for me. Please, have a seat. How about a drink? Edward, the good bourbon, eh? Please, have a seat. Now, before we get down to business, I have a question I like to ask all my new employees.
Is this really the time
Don't interrupt, Edward. The question is this. Do you believe there is other intelligent life in the universe?
Little green men and UFOs? Come on.
You misunderstand me. I'm not talking about the flying saucers of popular hysteria. What I refer to is the hidden history of our planet. The very origins of human civilization. Ancient powers that modern science, even at its pinnacle, could barely begin to comprehend.
I'm really just here about the job.
I'm sorry if I'm rattling on. I sometimes forget not everyone finds these things as compelling as I do. I'll leave you to Edward. He'll be your immediate supervisor. But remember, a I'd love to chat more about this when matters are not so pressing. Welcome to the family.
Okay. You're officially hired. Congratulations.
That was interesting.
Good. If you like that kind of thing, you've come to the right place. That's part of the job, by the way. It's best to keep an open mind. Jack may be eccentric, but he's definitely not crazy. The job I got for you is simple. Jack owns a facility north of the city. There's an important package that went missing between there and here. I need you to track it down and bring it back to me. Any questions?
For starters, what's this package I'm looking for?
It's a metal case holding vials of serum. You don't need to worry about what it is. Jack needs it for his research. That's all you need to know. You should start at Parsons State Insane Asylum. Don't let the name spook you. It's just a secure building that we're using. We think the courier got ambushed as he was leaving the place. The guards heard gunfire in the distance, but we don't know exactly what happened. Check in with Maria at Parsons. She's in charge of the security force there. She can point you in the right direction. You all set then?
I was all set when I walked in here.
Well then, get going already.
Well, she'd seen this place, found it to be unusually tidy. However, that wasn't a bad thing. Wasn't a good thing, it was just a thing. However, she decided she was going to take a quick look around before she, made her way out. At least see what could be seen and what was around. No harm in looking, right? Right. Besides, if they didn't want her up here, they would have let her know somewhere or another. And it's not like she was picking any locks.
Ah, hello.
After taking a good look around, she realized not much to see. At least not initially. Well, she certainly found Edward's little place, and so he was definitely carrying a fat man around. That brought her respect for the man up just a little bit. There was always something a little disheartening when you step out of a building and immediately there's sounds of strangeness in the sky and a robot off to your right. She wondered how the Cabots survived this long in such strangeness, but she figured there had to be something they could do with it. So she was now going to head out and try to deal with that there church. First thing though, was to find a good place to call that Virtibird. She knew it had to have at least more than a little bit of open space. And she figured by the water was more than good enough. Of course, The water was home to not just regular things. She figured here was just as good as any other place, except for the dogs. While she waited for the Virtibird, she decided to take this quiet moment and think upon her life. All her accomplishments and what she'd done. And of course, what more she could do. Now it was just a matter of waiting for that Virtibird. Thankfully, she knew where to look and was prepared. That ghoul there bothered her, so figured it'd be an excellent way to pass time. Taking pot shots at a ghoul that can't run away. The bird just kept circling, trying to find a place to land. So she'd just keep taking pot shots at that poor ghoul. Looked like some raiders were taking some pot shots at the Virtibird. So not only did she have to go take care of that, but also take care of the Virtibird. Seemed so like what she always needed to do. Make a rescue mission out of a pickup. Well, with that amusement out of the way, went to go to the Virtibird. And like everywhere else, more pot shots are being taken at it as well. Apparently these raiders meant business, so she'd have to do some business of her own. She was really impressed. That ghoul raider took 4 to the head before falling. Quite impressive. And more than just a little bit terrifying. And with that turret finally out the way, she felt it would be okay to enter that Virtibird. And with that, I say thank you for all for joining me. I hope you're enjoying my content as much as I'm enjoying making for all of you, and I really am enjoying making it for all of you. I hope you're all enjoying this series. I am doing a little something different here, and it's greatly appreciated for all the feedback I can get. So if you'd like to, if you could, please leave a comment down below. And if you use today's word of the day, which is fork, as in the tool you eat with, then you're guaranteed to get a thumbs up on your comment. Anyway, if you're enjoying my stuff, please like, comment, subscribe, and of course share. Sharing is caring, and that's how I am going to go from a healthy channel to a big, strong channel. It's through sharing. Anyway, if you're not liking what I'm doing, then please leave a thumbs down and a comment below as what I can do to improve things. I know I stumble over my words a lot, and I am going to be working on that. No, 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 come back! Oh, okay, well, we'll call that back for next episode. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.